God damn it. I just realized two things. One, I had my mic on mute. So I talked for about 30, like maybe 15, 20 seconds without realizing. And I also had to grab some water before we started because I always forget to do something. Let's go ahead and get the music. You can see I'm out of breath, as you could hear. Come on. Sorry, I'm all discombobulated here. I always mess this up, man. Always mess this up. Sure you guys can hear that. All right, cool. Let's see. Pratheesh, dump it. We will see, my friend. Hit the likes. Hype. Josh, good to see you, buddy. Let's go ahead and switch screens over here. Hello, everyone. Now, before I hopped, I was supposed to hop on like 20 minutes ago. But, of course, Streamlabs had to update, and it did mess up some of my settings, so I had to go back, and there was a big render delay between like the audio and the visual, so everything should be good now. But guys, if there's a significant gap between the audio and the video, please let me know. This should be good though. I spent like 5-10 minutes trying to figure this out because I didn't know what was wrong, so I ended up just like wiping out all my filters and then starting from scratch again, and it ended up working. So how y'all doing? It is Thursday. I'm all discombobulated. Is it Thursday? Yeah, it should be Thursday. Yeah, it is Thursday. So I'm all discombobulated, guys. I went to a concert last night, and I'm going to say this now. This was probably one of the best shows I've ever been to. I've been to a lot of shows, and this was the most fun I've had. Definitely the coolest, one of the coolest experiences I've had. I don't know if it's gonna beat Metallica though. I got pretty much at the rail front stage, and nothing beat that. But I went to go see Killswitch Engage last night. You know, a concert in the middle of December, at the end of December. I couldn't say no, and that's where I got the merch from. This sweatshirt is amazing. I also got another shirt here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, you guys can see, like, I'll go ahead and show off the merch here. Holiday Rager 2. It was awesome, man. I'll show you guys videos and pictures and stuff later, but yeah, I got to get home till late last night, and I got kicked in the face a couple times. So like this side of my cheek is a little tender, but we're doing all right. Had a great time though. But let's go ahead and talk TA, and then we'll get into the other stuff later. So nothing significant has happened over the last couple days or since the last time I streamed. It's unfortunate, but it does happen. I think this week going into the end of 2022, and I am going to talk about what I'm looking for 2023 here. And to be honest, you guys might have to get used to some of this. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying, you know, it's dead set that we're going to be just trending sideways for a whole entire year. I think personally, we're going to just, you know, kind of go slow till the end of 2022. And I think not until like the first or second, end of the first, beginning of the second quarter of 2023, we're going to start to see some sort of, I wouldn't say volatility, but at least a little bit more of a different direction. Crab market. Yep, you're absolutely right, Pratheesh. That's I'm not expecting too much, to be honest. I'll give you guys the levels of what I'm looking for and what we could be possibly seeing in the future and how things could play out, and we'll have to see how it goes from there. But let's go ahead and start off with a clean slate, just in case you guys need to be caught up. So let's get rid of everything here. First things first, you know, I usually like to start out with the larger, I guess, macro trend, or in this case, you know, the bull market / bear market, depending on, you know, what you're looking at. I'm just gonna be focusing on the entirety of the bear market here. And for me personally, we have an ABC to an A, ABC to a B, and we have one much larger ABC to a C. Okay. Once that does happen, or sorry, once the structure is established, for me, I'm going to go ahead and focus on the ABC within the C. And for me personally, I'm going to be looking at this macro pivot around 17,600. Make sure I got that right. Oh, it was so close. Around that 17,600 to be the main pivot on what I'm looking for to be reclaimed. And from there, I can have a little bit more of a bullish bias. One thing I will understand and take into consideration going forward is that this area is probably going to be established on some sort of like range, or not a static level. It's going to be kind of played in between. There's going to be a lot of price action in between this, so I don't expect that level exactly to be respected, but I'm approaching this as more of a zone than an actual strict level here, so just keep that in mind going forward. But besides that, that's the larger term time frame macro perspective. Now I do want to talk about, this comes into the topic of the video here, or at least when it comes to the title. If you guys are here if you saw the title and you decided to hop in, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that. Let's see. Niraj, what's up, Johnny? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let's go ahead and talk about, one of the couple of things that I might be expecting going into 2023, and just give you guys some, I guess, something to look forward to, or at least something to understand going forward, and why I think and why I approach, I guess, the mindset slash basically, guys, the reasoning behind my ideas. I don't know why I'm all discombobulated. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do my best to get myself on track here. So we did talk about this larger ABC here. Okay. Now, one of the things I always say, and one of the things I always preach on, I guess, smaller perspectives, or like smaller sections of price action that we look at usually, I don't trade on an 8-hour to a daily basis, because we'd be taking one trade every 3 months if that was the case. Good evening, Alan. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. But let's go ahead and talk about one of the things that I'm personally looking for. So when it comes down to how we normally trade on the perspective and time frames that I usually use, one of the things I always talk about is when you're looking at an ABC, particularly on like the smaller end of the perspective that I use, like usually to a 30-minute, if we go to a 30-minute and go all the way zoomed out, that's the minimum what I look for. One of the things I always say, or what I like to think about going into establishing setups or looking at setups, is that sometimes you might find an ABC, right, either direction, but a lot of the times, unless it's a significant one that you could see on like an hour to 2 hour, I like to consider the idea that this ABC is just one larger A, and then eventually we're going to come up, put in a B, and then have a continuation lower to a C. You could take that same idea, same concept, and apply it to the macro time frame. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be as accurate, because you got to keep in mind that when you're looking at the larger perspective, especially when it comes to larger cycles, there's going to be a lot of wiggle room. Price isn't going to respect some of your ideas that you might have, so it's good to approach it from different angles, and then from there you can kind of get a better understanding of what could happen, or what it would take for that to happen, if that makes sense. So for me personally, one of the things you could be looking at, if this isn't an ABC that's completed and done, okay, as in this is just all we're getting, and then we're going to come up and put in a new high, all right? If you're on that boat, I would say it's fair, but one of the things I'm personally leaning forward, more towards, in my opinion, is that this ABC might actually just be one larger A. Now, this might not be the bottom. We'll talk about the alternatives here in a moment, but let's just say this is a bottom. We come up, retest probably like the 30K region, 30 to 33K, and then come back down and possibly put in a lower low. That, my friends, will take us deeply into 2023, arguably probably into the end of 2023 into 2024. So I don't know how far it's going to drop, but this is just one of the things I'm currently looking at if we don't come down and put in any more significant lows, in my opinion. This is one of the variations, or one of the alternatives I'm looking at. Or sorry, one of the ideas I'm looking at. I don't really have a favor about which one I'm currently leaning towards. I have different, I guess, statements that could dictate what could happen, but I'm not necessarily putting too much weight into any of these ideas on the macro time frame. Okay. Now going back to what I said before from the first one, or the first idea that I had, what if we're not done? Okay, if that's the case, me personally, this is going to be an a B, and we're having a larger C, or we, could be ending here soon. At the very least, putting in another low down to this region. For what I think, and for what I think could happen, if this is the case, if price is due for a much larger dump to where we do actually come down and retest this 10 to 12K region, to me personally, that's going to wrap up the bear market as a whole, regardless if it goes down now or if we come up, retest, and then have another visit down there later on this year or later on next year or going into 2024. That, in my opinion, is the most important thing to look out for. It really depends on how price behaves in this region. And to be honest, that's just how I'm viewing things. If we come down, put another low, and then come up higher, the odds of the uptrend that we do form up here, how do I say this? The odds that this uptrend is just going to be a retesting or a B wave increases, in my opinion. I'm definitely not, taking away from the fact that, this could be a potential larger bottom here. We could go up and possibly, push for a new bull market. But even if that is the case, it's going to take its sweet time. This is going into the other alternative that I mentioned, or I'm going to talk about here. That's kind of similar to the second idea, that this is just an A, B, C. But what if this is just one completed trend and that's it? We can easily come up here and just start to consolidate and eventually push higher. Something like, like I said, I'm just illustrating for example purposes, but we could come up and, easily put in new highs and continue to another push for the bull market. But even if that is the case, it's going to take a very long time to get to that point, in my opinion. Let's see what happened to Tesla. I'll take a look at that in a second here, Niraj. Prathish, Elon sold 1 billion worth of Tesla shares. Yes, that I've heard that as well. I'll go ahead and take a look at Tesla after we're done going through everything here. But going into, since we are wrapping up 2022, I just want to give you guys some things to look forward to. It's probably going to be a while for any ideas of these or that I just explained to actually progress and form. But just giving you some ideas of what could happen. So just keep that in mind. It comes down to not exactly what price is going to be doing today, but I would say in the next 3 to 6 months, depending on how it behaves, it's going to be crucial to how the rest of 2023 going to 2024 does play out, in my opinion. So that's pretty much it. Let's go to the smaller perspective, and let's talk about what's going on in the in-between. So one of the things I talked about is there's a couple things to mention going off the backbone of what I just talked about before. One of the things is that we do have a much large, actually I want to go to a bigger, okay. This could be one larger A to a B to a C with an ABC within the C. Now, if we do come in and put in a lower low, a couple things could happen. We can easily just come down, put in a lower wick, reclaim the level, and then proceed to go up, further from there. Definitely a possibility. Or if this level does fall, and another thing to keep in mind as well is, let's go back to, I need a chart with more price history. We do have this local low. Oh, all right, cool. We're good. We do have this local low at around 16.2K. Now, like I said, these are just kind of areas of price to test. It's not going to be an exact level price we'll respect. It can happen, but odds are, in my experience, what I've seen, it's more of like a range. So we do have an established area around the 16.2K region. If we fail to hold that, and we come back down and retest 15.5 and don't reclaim it, or we don't hold it as significant support, the probabilities of price coming down and testing that 10 to 12k region, I would say like, yeah, 10 to 12k is a fair. I'm personally gonna be aiming a little bit more towards 10k, but the odds of price coming down and testing that region increases significantly, in my opinion, because there's really no critical support in this range based off what previous price has showed us. So I had to take that into consideration as well when it comes to the ideas that could be happening or playing out in the longer term. So if 16.2, if this area from 16.2k to 15.5k doesn't hold, I think we're due for a major dump, in my opinion. So we'll have to see if price behaves, or how price behaves when we get back down to that region, if we do come back. Now, just also another thing to consider is that going back to what we were talking about before here, another alternative, what I have mentioned before, is, or I guess two alternatives. These next two alternatives are kind of based around the same structure, it's just different outcomes at the end. For me, one of the things I'm considering is that this ABC off of this structure here becomes one larger A. Now we either put in a B, or we're going to come down, put another low for a B, and then we're going to come up and retest and put in another high. That will put in a bearish setup. All right, but the alternative is the same exact thing. Okay, let me go backtrack a little bit. The alternative is that, backtrack a little bit more. This will possibly show us a much more definitive B wave off of the larger structure, in my opinion, to kind of solidify this entire trend being an A. Then we had come up, I did it again. Double clicked. A. Then we come up for a B, and then we come back down for a C. That, in my opinion, if we come up and put in a setup like this, all right, and let's just say that depending on how, you know, we can go anywhere in this region. If we don't sustain and push for newer highs, or have at least a much larger push to the upside, we come back below this level here, my opinion, that's going to be the structure that takes us down to 10k. Let's see. I missed a lot of chats here. Damn, nice TA. Thank you, my friend. I guess there's going to be a huge crash. All the big players like Jeff and Elon warning for a very bad recession is upcoming. Buy order out of here, under 100 euros for Tesla. $100. I guess BTC might come back down to 3 to 5k. US markets crashed by 50%. Niraj, I think that's... I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. Even let's take 50% from where we are right now. That's only 8k. I don't think BTC... I think there's a lot of support coming down towards... going down towards that 10k region. Like, there's a lot going on here. Let me change this to green. This is just my opinion. I could be dead wrong. But I'll tell you what, though. If we do come down and put in those significant lows, I'm going to be heavily DCAing. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you what. So we'll see. I think we have to take it one level at a time. Me personally, that 10k, 9,800, 10k is realistic. Next level is 8,600. And to be honest, Niraj, if those two levels fail, then I can go and say the probabilities of coming down to that 4k region are very likely. But I don't know. Me personally, I could be dead wrong. I have to kind of view it as it plays out. But me personally, I think 10k is a little bit more realistic if markets are to continue crashing. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on with. Obviously, you talked about Jeff and Elon, warning for a recession. I think all those top companies are down a significant amount, as well as possible housing crisis going on right now, as well as car markets and all that. I know that's the whole. Everyone talks about that. I don't put any of that kind of news into any of my trading decisions. It could affect the market in the future, but me personally, I'm not too concerned about that. Let's see. Not seeing a crash right now. So many panic attacks. Which can be cleaned out. Yeah. Possible, Cage. It's very well possible. All right, let's go back to the TA here. So keeping this in mind, if we are going to see a setup like this form, I want to see a lower low put in and then reclaim it and come up and push for another swing to the upside. If we come back down and don't hold, the next step for me logically is to look for that larger setup at 15.5k to be retested. If that fails, then we can go about waiting for those lower levels to slowly, not slowly, but depending on how fast it wants to crash. If we don't come up and reclaim after we put in a lower low, then I can go ahead and kind of put the probabilities for more downside and I guess the more likely category, or push a little bit more bearish. So that's pretty much it for BTC. I'll go ahead and mark these levels out for you guys, because really all it comes down to, if I take away all this, if BTC falls back below 60.2k and comes back above, that's a strong indication that we might be coming up and testing new highs. If that fails, come back down to 15.5k. And if we can get back below and get back above that, that's going to be a little bit more of a bullish signal for me. If not, if that fails, then we can go talk about, you know, 10 to 12k or possibly 8 to 9k, depending on how that. But in my opinion, these two levels are very significant. Now, we do have the larger macro pivot here. So if we can get back above and maintain above 17.6, I'm going to be a little bit more bullish, as well as we also have the availability of this ABC playing out. So for me, if we can get back above, if price does get back above 18,420, nice. And we do fall back below, that is not going to be good. But if we can get back above and continue to push, that's going to be looking good as well. Or at least that's going back to the first thing I was talking about earlier. It's to where that might be a push to the upside, to where we retest and put in a much larger ABC like this. Taking us into the end of 2023 into 2024. It really depends on, to be honest. I know, like I said, I've said this a couple times. I don't think it's going to go down to the exact minute or the exact day, but I think how price develops in the next couple months is going to be crucial to how the rest of the bear market does play out, in my opinion. All right, I talked a lot about BTC. Let's go on to ETH. So for ETH, pretty much same thing. Going back to the larger perspective, we do have a larger A to a B to a C. All right, and if we can maintain above that 1178, which we're getting close to teetering around that level right now. If we can maintain above that, I guess it's like 1176, something like that. It's around that 1178 region. But if we can maintain above that, then I'm probably going to be aiming for a push to the upside. But keeping in mind the larger structure of ETH, what could be playing out as well is we have an ABC. Actually, let me just delete. I just want to draw this for now. We do have that as an A. We do have this as an ABC. The reason why this works is because ETH did not put in a new low. Unlike BTC, ETH came down to retest, but it never put in a new low. So for me personally, this creates a much larger B wave. And then we can come down and put in another low here. Or, you know, that could be the setup that gets us down to lower lows past that 880 region. Now, if we can get back below there, that's going to be a significant pivot off a much larger ABC, in my opinion. The larger ABC being this. that'll look fantastic for a reversal, in my opinion. I really like this. I don't know exactly if it's going to sustain that region, or it really depends on how, like I said, it depends how price develops and how it reacts to this region here. Now, if we go back to, let me get rid of this. So keeping those setups in mind, we can come back down below 1071, and if we get back above, that's going to show a much larger ABC that is completed, in my opinion. Sorry, this is the A. And then from there, we can go ahead and reverse. If that fails, I'm going to go ahead and look for 880 or 877, 878. If that fails, let's go to a little chart with a little bit more price action. Yeah. So I'm going back to a price, a little bit more price action, you know, looking at significant lows and playing off of local lows, since we don't really have any other structure to play off of. If 880 fails, to be honest, I mean, you do have a couple, but the most significant one, in my opinion, is until we get back around 310, which is absolutely mind-blowing to me, because the last time I bought ETH, when I had like a big bag of ETH, I bought around like that 400 and I think my average price was like 430, 425, around there. And that was crazy back then. So if you're able to, if ETH is able to come back down here, guys, that's going to be a very good opportunity, in my opinion. But we'll see how it behaves. I got to take it level by level. Remember, if 880 fails, there's nothing significant. You know, there's some levels here which it could find support off of. But for me, this is more of like a range. So instead of taking every single one of those levels into consideration, I'll just do something like this. Now let's get rid of these lines. So that's another area to keep an eye out as well. But if that doesn't hold, it is not looking good, my friends. That's all I got to say. It's not looking good for ETH. But let's play the other side. If price does hold, I'm looking for at least a test up here, the 2032. Now, if ETH comes up there to that region and it doesn't hold, my opinion, this is a little bit calls for a concern, just based off of what I'm seeing. That can put in a much larger setup to then take us down to that lower, like $500 to $300 region, because that's going to show me a much larger ABC. That'll be insane. That'll be a very good short opportunity, in my opinion. But we'll have to see how it behaves. So another thing that could happen is we could come up and just never look back. We just continue upward, or, you know, if we put another bearish setup, once we get up to these higher regions, maybe I'll consider taking that. But if price can show strength and push to that 2032 without really looking back, you know, I think things might be looking good for ETH. Just my opinion. And then I just want to touch on LTC quick, just because I'm in a position now. For LTC, this is kind of going off of the idea what I talked about before. This ABC, or at least for BTC and ETH, this ABC here, to me, looks like a much larger A to a B to a C. LTC has formed another significant ABC here, which for, actually, no, let me do this. Which for me, this shows me a much larger established B. So guys, you know, if A plus, or if A and B, or the A and the B is established, most likely I'm going to be aiming for a much lower low to complete this structure here. That's going to be huge, in my opinion. I mean, this will bring the C over here, just based on the size of the B wave. To me, this is going to show a much larger completed C wave. Just to make the most, actually, this would make more sense to me. Let me go ahead and just get rid of that and illustrate the much larger setups. There, that looks more complete in my opinion. So, keeping that in mind, I am shorting from this 7304 region. And I'm anticipating, doesn't necessarily, it might take a while to play out, but off of this setup, which I mentioned before, this is kind of giving me not a clue, but I would say it's a possible sign that we can definitely come down lower, just across markets in general. Now, I usually don't do that, but I will take into consideration if some other coins have a much larger significant setup going to one direction, and let's say BTC doesn't have as strong as a setup, doesn't necessarily, just because it doesn't have a strong setup doesn't mean that it's still not going to play out. We'll have to see how this develops here, but me personally, based how I see things and what I'm looking for, I think LTC is due for a larger correction to like around that $40 region, if not lower. We'll have to see how it plays out in the future, though. And that's pretty much it for. I mean, I'll take a look at Matic actually before I say that. All right, Matic, pretty much the same thing. You have an AVC, got back below that 76.23. So it did put in that larger setup, but I am prioritizing the macro here. And the macro bear setup is at $1.05.5. If you go out to a larger time frame, kind of like LTC or an ETH, this looks like it wants to come down and put in a new low. Something like that. So just keeping that in mind, as well as Matic, there's a little, I feel like Matic's going to be affected more, especially with NFTs and how the networks run off, or how NFTs are run off the Matic network, and NFTs are pretty much garbage. Well, they were always garbage, but I think it's going to reflect in Matic's price based on the performance of NFTs, in my opinion. So we'll have to see how this plays out, but ideally I'm holding a short from this 89.19 cent region, anticipating much larger lows, much larger downtrend to test these lower lows, in my opinion. That's what I'm looking for. So that's pretty much it for everything going on with crypto. I know some of you guys want me to take a look at Tesla. What'd I tell you? Look at this, guys. What did I tell you? Now, it doesn't mean this is the end, but I said keep in mind that there are some significant areas of support for Tesla around these regions. I marked out the local lows here, $1.2659, $1.1734, and $1.09. And what did we do? We pretty much came down. As of now, doesn't mean it's over. As of now, we came down to that 109 region and had a smaller bounce. So, even though I did say what I said before, I'm not necessarily prioritizing or using this as a key level support. I just know that price is definitely going to come down and test this region. Apple gonna up next. I'll take a look at that in a second here, Josh. I think everything's due for a larger correction, especially Tesla. But if 109 doesn't hold, we're coming down to $90, folks. If that doesn't hold, it is not looking good. Then you can go ahead and aim for that $23 target. And I'm not saying it's gonna go there, but the probabilities of coming down significantly to test that region do increase, in my opinion. Let's go ahead and take a look at Apple. I'm surprised I don't have an Apple on my list. Look at this. Guys, I marked this out, and this happens. So, right now, Apple, Josh, is actually looking pretty decent. I might go ahead and scoop up a share. Yeah, I might go ahead and scoop up a share. So, for right now, Apple came back below that 129.10, and we are currently back above it. To me, shows signs of some sort of strength. I don't know if that's going to be new highs. I have to approach it one level at a time. Me personally, I'm aiming for a little bit of a retest. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to be holding the share if I do buy it. I'm not going to put anything significant into Apple right now. That's just me personally. But Apple does look pretty decent. There is a good amount of support underneath. Like, it really depends on what's the. Is there a hotkey for the horizontal array? Alt J. Oh, I like that a lot better. So let's keep in mind some of these levels going for Apple, just in case this setup does fail. The next step is 122. After that, 116. And then 107 and 103. So I think there's a good pocket of support for Apple. But keeping that in mind, you know, maybe you can make an argument for $89. But if 103 fails, you're it does not look good for Apple, in my opinion. Let's see. It just seemed like small caps died, then mid caps now, high caps are tanking. I am thinking it's Apple's turn. I think you're 100% not wrong, Josh. I think there's I think overall, I think things might not be good in the short, I guess the mid to longer term. I would say that this year coming up, I think 2023 is going to be not a good year, but maybe the first quarter, maybe the first half. I don't know. I'm just making assumptions here. I'm just kind of just putting myself in the shoes of, you know, kind of viewing how some of these, you know, I don't know. I sit here and say these things, but as I'm saying them, I'm just not sure. Like overall market sentiment wise, I'm not too sure. I think we are. If you have every rhyme or reason to be bearish, let's just say that, and I'm not going to disagree with that. But I got to take it level. I got to take it level by level. So Apple looks decent. See the DXY. Wow, the DX. Okay, but see this is the part that interests me. The DXY is currently holding around that 104, which is the pivot of the ABC here. But I marked out. Oh, where is this level coming from? Unless I messed up. Hold on. Did I mess up? I did mess up. Another thing that's kind of get me on the fence is that the DXY is not looking good. If the DXY gets back below 103 and we hold and push down, obviously that calls for bullishness in assets. I'm just very on the fence right now, guys. I am very on the fence. You guys can make very strong arguments for both. At this point, it's very hard for me to make a decision off of my personal bias, what I think is going to happen. But for me, I could sit here and give you guys the level, show you guys what's the most important. And from there, you know, we'll have to see how price behaves. But until that happens, we'll just have to wait and see. But guys, I had a fantastic night last night. That show was freaking phenomenal. I got front row. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this now. If you guys want me to go over anything else, please feel free to ask, but I just want to just throw this out there. But I made it on. So I went to go see. I went to go see Kill Switch Engage at the Starland Ballroom in Sayreville. If you guys are local to the tri-state area, you know, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, Connecticut. Actually, not really Connecticut. That's kind of far. But you guys, or if you guys are into going to shows, you probably know what I'm talking about. Where the heck is my thing? It's like a smaller venue, and there's a lot of good shows, a lot of good bands that play, and you can see me. I made it on one of their Instagram posts. Can I draw on this? I might have to save this. Let me see if I can pull this up. There we go. So you guys can see me. I'm down in the corner right here. Can I draw? There's my big head. And notice no hat. I knew that was gonna be a problem. So I kept it like looped in my belt loop, the pants I was wearing. But it was so much fun, man. It was so much freaking fun. Actually, it was chaotic. Like, if you guys ever been to a crazy metal show, people are crowd surfing. The entire floor was moshing, so I was constantly getting pinned up against the rail. It was fun though. I ended up taking a shot with Jesse, which is the singer you see here. He pulled out a bottle of tequila, took a shot, poured some in my mouth. It was pretty fun. He got it all over my shirt though. Half of him is wearing it on my shirt. It still smells like tequila. I haven't washed it yet, but it was fun, guys. It was so much fun. If you guys are into let's see, Pringa. Hi there, good to see you. What song is that in the background? So it's currently, unless we're talking about the last one. This one's called Man in Power by House of Say. I don't know. This is a playlist off of a website that I use. It's called Epidemic Sound, where creators can post like what do you call it? Music that doesn't get copyright striked on YouTube. Oh, the last one played. Called Powder Skull by Basics. Let me know if this is the one. I'm pretty sure this was it though. But yeah, guys, I made it on their Instagram page. It's pretty cool. So if you guys go on their page, it's pretty damn awesome. Let's see. I also have some videos and stuff. I'm not gonna. Should I play them? Where the heck did I just put Discord? There it is. This is a fun one. Yeah, so it's called, I don't know if you did you get the title? I'll leave it on the screen. I'll figure this out. It's called Powder Skull by Basics with 2 X's. Hold on, I gotta turn the music off for a second just to make sure. Okay. All right, cool. So I got a couple of videos from the show. Can I pop this out in a separate tab? So that's pretty cool. I was pretty much like right in their faces. There's a couple of times where Jesse the singer like got like right up against the rail. He even crowd surfed like right next to me. It was a cool time. If you guys know who Killswitch Engage is, like early 2000s metalcore, I grew up listening to them, but that was back in the Howard days, and that music was insanely influential to how I grew up and how I developed my taste in music. So these guys were always on my list. I wanted to go see them, and they did not disappoint. It was absolutely phenomenal. Such a good show. Oh, I also got a pick from one of the guitarists too. I didn't show you guys this. Come on, zoom. Focus, focus. Focus. You have to like cover my face. I'm stupid. There we go. It's not gonna do it. But it's like I actually really like this pick. As a guitar player, it's almost like a mix of a jazz 3 and like a normal pick. So I gotta figure out what kind of picks these are. But he gave me one. Pretty damn cool. That's the second pick I got from one of the from a band member from a band member that I liked or that I went to go see. The first one, do I have it sitting around here? I have it in a nice, cute little case because I love this thing so much. I don't know where the hell it is. It's not on my desk, is it? Oh yeah, it's over here. It's a little dusty. But I love telling the story. If you guys know who Metallica is, obviously I feel like most of you know who they are. Christina, hi Johnny, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I went to go see Metallica when I was like 16, my first show, but this is not where it happened. And then I saw them a couple of times, but I saw them back in 2018. The singer James was pretty much, I got like front row again, just like this scenario, but they were a little bit farther than this show. And it was such a good show. And I remember he was sitting there playing and he like fumbled this pick and he just threw it. In between me, a girl who was in front of me, and the guy who was next to me, we all reached out to go grab it. I somehow caught it in the back of my fingertips like this. Like try to grab it. And ever since then I got a hold of it. Never let go of that thing the entire show. I was holding it like this for the rest of the night because it wasn't even halfway through the set. And it's sitting here in a little, I'll take it out. Actually, I don't know how to take this case apart, but it's cute. It's sitting in a cute little case. I don't really collect picks, but it was a very historical moment for me. Like, I still can't believe this happened. And the story is awesome, so I like telling that story. But yeah, I collect stuff every once in a while. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm gonna go open the blinds. Yeah, I'll be right back. Nope. The reason why I'm like turning off my camera is because I gotta move. And to be honest, my room's a little cluttered right now. A little bit more cluttered than usual. It's because I just hadn't have time to clean it up today or yesterday. Well, I'll be right back. Let's take a look at price on the 30-minute. Give me 15 seconds. I'm sure you heard you guys. Heard you guys. Can't speak. I'm sure you guys heard me opening the window. That window is a pain in the butt to get open sometimes. But yeah, now we got more sun. It's actually warm. Yeah, it's almost 50 to. Oh, maybe. Oh, it's too late, isn't it? What's the temperature gonna be like tomorrow? I hope I just didn't miss out on the warmest day of the week. Okay, no, tomorrow's gonna be warmer. I think I'm gonna go outside and go for a walk tomorrow. We're gonna be going into the first week of January. We're up where I live. It's gonna be like in the mid to high 50s. One day it's gonna be 60 degrees out Fahrenheit. For January, like, come on, it should be snowing, but I ain't gonna complain. Hey Johnny, can you analyze the forex charts in the future as well? Yeah, I can try. ABC's play a little bit different. I'm still not. I don't have a good grasp on forex, to be honest. I haven't really taken that much of a look at it. Is there any pair you want me to look at specifically? CAD USD? Can do. Here, let's go ahead and take a look at it. I don't know what. I know Oanda is always like a reputable, not reputable, but it's a well-known exchange. Jeez. It's tough because I don't know where to begin. I don't know if I'm going too far out. I don't know if I'm going too far in. The only thing I can say, if I go on a larger perspective first, I take this with a grain of salt because, you know, this is from 2007. But we're coming down to test support at around... See if I can get that pretty damn close. Oh. I can't. It's just a little bit off. So off of this setup, we're coming back down to test around like 98.03, and we're kind of just dancing in this region. I don't know exactly what the best time frame to use ABCs is good for it, just because I just haven't been around experimenting with it enough. I'll try maybe a 15-minute. That was a decent one. This could be an A to B to a C. Could be something like this playing out. So if you didn't take that bullish, if you didn't take that long at not 98.942, I would say your next best bet is like a 98.843 once you come back below and we can get back above. If we do not get back above that once you get lower, I'm going to be targeting 98.75 98.75.3. If that fails, then I'm probably going to be testing that 98.039 region. So I'll go ahead and mark out the levels here. I'm going to say that's probably the best I got for you right now when it comes to CAD USD. Keeping those levels in mind, you can take setups once you get back below and reclaim of these levels. I don't know exactly how you would use stop losses. I would say like a 0.15 to a 0.2 is fair in my opinion. And now it's probably aimed for like a 5 to a 6 risk to reward ratio. This is just me spitballing. I'm not too exact. That is the exact price I'm looking for to long it. Really appreciate you. No problem. I hope it helps. If you guys want me to look into Forex pairs a little bit more, I definitely can be willing to do that. But just, you know, keep in mind, take it with a grain of salt because I am not well versed in Forex. So I can kind of give you like a basic idea of how I would approach it, but I haven't messed around and figured out like the best time frame, the best setups, the best R&R, the best stop losses to use. But that's just how I would approach it. 1% profit only on Forex. I mean, yeah, that's fair because that's a big jump. I would say you can aim for like a 5. I think that's fair, Pratish. Yeah, I don't think taking big swings on Forex is the best idea. You can try, but there's a lot of back and forth movement here. A lot of a chop. but I'm glad we're on the same page. Can you tell me what stop loss do you use on altcoins like Matic? Great question. So when it comes to determining stop losses, I need you to take a couple things into consideration. One is altcoins are more volatile compared to BTC. That's just how it is. Two, really depends on where it is in price action as well. For example, like if I go to Matic, I need to pull up a different chart for Matic. I think Binance is the most price action. Yeah. So for Matic, once we get down to lower price regions, or once price, this rule applies to everything. So once a coin approaches lower price regions, it is subject to more volatility, or it exposes itself to more volatility. So you have to keep in mind that prices can move 1 to 2% a lot faster at a lower price point than a higher price point. Just the easiest way to explain it. So depending on where you're taking your trade from, especially at where it is compared to the price or the chart's history, you have to give yourself room for the position to breathe. Okay, I gotta talk about that, and I gotta make a video about that and add it to the Discord, because that's something that's a great question. So me personally, I can give you the guidelines that I currently using. Maybe you can mess with that if you want to experiment. But for me personally, as of right now, I'm using about a 3 to 3.5% stop loss on chart. So I'll give you the exact position I'm in right now. In order for me to do that, let me go ahead and pull up the Bybit as well. And make sure, yep, I'm in the VPN's on. Stupid. Ask me for a code. All right, I'll just hang tight for a moment. I'm gonna pull up my actual position and show you how what I did. So for Matic, all right, my entry is at about 0.8808. I don't know if you can see that, but it's 0.8808. Now, I did not get the best entry on this. All right, I'm just letting you know right up front. I was targeting this setup here off of this ABC. All right, and so my entry was currently, what did I say? I forgot what I said. 8808. 8808. So got in like right around here. I'll just say 88.1 just to round it up. So if I got my entry here, I'm using about 3%. Like I said, this is just a general guideline. All right, it's not exact or I might change a little bit depending on the trade or where price is at. But as of right now, come on. All right, for some reason I can't. That's the closest I can get it. But in this case, I'm actually using about 3.5. Just because if I brought my entry at the original price point, it's around the same as it would be if I had it at a better entry with a 3% stop loss. So I'm just using a general, I guess, rule is It's not the best example in the world, but because I got in on entry at the not most ideal price point, I sacrificed a little bit R&R just to make sure I'm giving price the extra room to breathe. So even if we did come up and chop here a little bit, I wouldn't have gotten stopped out, or the likelihood of me getting stopped out decreases just by a little bit. All right. And from there, I'm just holding it. But let's say we come back down to, let's say we come back down to let's say there's a short continuation opportunity at 0.4 or 40 cents. You might have to give yourself a little bit more room towards that 3.5% because price moved down such a significant amount that price has more wiggle room, has more, how do I say this? It's easier for price to move 3% at 40 cents than it was at 89 cents or 90 cents. So you got to keep that in mind as well. So it really depends on the price point. Experiment. For me, what I use is about a 3%. You can go more, you can go less. I wouldn't advise going too much less because you're going to get wicked out a lot. Just take a look at BGP Japanese and enjoy the movement. I think you made the Great British Pound, right? Great British Pound. I'm stupid. You can trade this on Bitstamp and Binance? Oh, no, it's just like a USDT thing. Wait, no, these are our Forex pairs. That's interesting. I mean, you could have got a short here. Could have got a long here. Came back down to retest. Could have taken a short here. Could have taken a long here. It's decent. Don't get me wrong, guys. It's decent. I just don't have enough exposure to understand what is a good position, how to structure the trades properly. There's a good amount. Did you enter based on the 1 hour time frame in that trade? That one specifically, I was using a 30-minute. So you can see on a 30-minute, when I'm zoomed out all the way. Now remember, guys, I gotta bring out the prop mouse. When I do this, remember, take your mouse wheel and scroll out as much as you can. I'm doing that right now, and I cannot zoom out anymore. That's the most important thing. It's not time frame, it's perspective. So on a 30-minute, I have a good visual on the amount of price action I want to see. And from there, I can easily identify an A to a B to a C. And that gives you my entry. So it's about a 30-minute, but keep in mind I'm zoomed out all the way. So you got stopped out 2 times with a 3% stop loss. I believe you are correct. I believe I only took this position one other time though, because I missed this entry. I don't remember exactly, but I only got stopped out twice. Just because it's not because I had a larger stop loss, it's because I just didn't take the trade. I believe I took it when it got over here. When was I at Kites? I got there the 5th. And this was the 12th. I think I took the entry here, missed out over here, and then took another one. So I got stopped out twice. Oh wait, no. So you got stopped out 2 times with a 3% stop. Oh, that's what you're saying, twice. Yeah, I think twice, because I missed one of these trades. But you wouldn't got stopped out. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. Once, twice. Yeah, maybe I did take it all each time. Once, twice. Yeah, you're right. You wouldn't get stopped out twice. I'm sorry, I confused myself. Maybe I did not take the position twice. I don't remember, to be honest. I don't. Yes, his risk is only 1% of his portfolio. At the moment, it's not, Prathish. Right now, I'm risking 3%, 3%. I don't invite you guys to do that. I advise you guys to use the stop losses, but use less risk. Use like 1, maybe 2% max. I'm using 3% because this is just a growth, like an aggressive growth portfolio. If you guys are using larger amounts, or you guys are using your main account, do not be using 3%, 3%. Or if you are going to do that, take 1 trade, maybe 2. Yeah, take 1 trade. Don't be trying to spread yourself too thin. Don't be trying to take 6 different positions using 3% risk, because you're gonna blow your account pretty damn fast. You're gonna ruin your account. I'm still new to in the ABC trading and still trying to wrap my head around it. So far, it's going well for 3 weeks of trading using this. That's good. That's good to hear, my friend. If you have any questions regarding ABCs, please, like I said, feel free to ask me here. I don't know if you found me just off of YouTube, or if you're coming from David Tech's community or Kite's community. If you're coming from either one of those, guys, I'm gonna do it. All right, I'm sorry, I gotta do it. I'm gonna chill a little bit. If you guys aren't interested, this is a good opportunity in my opinion. If you guys aren't interested, it's a paid group, all right? You know, so if you guys are interested, this is a community that I run. I primarily give you guys positions in real time, what I'm looking for. Give you guys a real-time setups of ABCs that I'm currently taking, as well as you get access to tutorial videos where you pretty much learn everything A to Z, everything regarding ABCs, as well as trading psychology, which arguably is probably more important than the actual ABC stuff. And then you have basic leverage trading tutorials, you know, how to manage risk, how to adjust risk. Even goes back to learning the simple method, how to draw support and resistances based off local highs, local lows. As well as, you know, I want to implement more features in the future when it comes to, like, once the community grows a little bit, I do want to host like Q&A sessions in the group, specifically for the group. So if you guys have any questions, or we can just hang out and talk, you know, ABCs or trading like that. Let's see. Found you by mistake, to be honest. I typed ABC trading and your live was the first one that came up. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're a new viewer. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by, asking great questions. You know, I'm gonna be around. I stream 3 times a week. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, as long as there's no holidays or anything. So if you are interested, you know, please feel free to sub. I'm just letting you guys know, there's either a monthly subscription or a lifetime. So if you want to invest into the future growth of this channel or of this group, you can. The rate, I know some people have reached out to me and say, hey, you know, the price. My thing for the price is you're paying 3 months worth for a lifetime. You don't have to do it. Like I said, I always say this every time I talk about this. Your support by coming by, asking great questions, subscribing, liking the videos. That's all I really ask for. But this is a good exchange of value, in my opinion. I put a lot of time into these videos. I continue to put videos out, and as well as will focus on helping you guys out once the community grows a bit. So if you guys aren't interested, you guys can sign up for that. And as well as I am going to be running a special on... I am going to be running a special on the Discord. I just want to let you guys know. All right. I got to pull the analytics up to show you. Once the channel gets to 500 subs, all right, if we can get the channel to 500 subs, I will do a special for a short amount of time. So where if you guys did show interest, but you weren't the biggest fan of the price, you guys have a opportunity to get in at a discount, to where I am going to charge the monthly fee for a lifetime. That's only going to be for like maybe 2 days. So I will let you guys know when that's going to happen. I will change the price. I'll let you guys know once that, but like I said, I gotta get to 500 subs first. So if you guys scratch my back, I scratch yours. Let's see. I used to trade with indicators, but the problem is I found with the indicators that truly by the time I enter a trade, the action has already happened. So most of the pump was already over. Unfortunately, can I call you, I'm sorry, Boxin? I'm going to butcher that name. Can I just call you Raphael? Raf? I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but, surprisingly, that's where a lot of people have come from. That's where I started. So you're not the only one. I know, I'm sure a good amount of people here in chat, as well as other people in the community, as I have also started like that, or started in that aspect, to where, you know, you find trading, you find some sort of indicator. Like I can go on YouTube right now. No problem calling you whatever you want. I'm just gonna call you Raf, because sometimes I get mixed up with names and I don't want, I feel like I'm offending you if I butcher your name. If you go on YouTube, right, you type in best trading strategy. You know, it could be crypto, it could be strategy, it could be just trading, whatever. What you're going to see is that you're going to see 95% of what you see searching this is going to be the exact same thing. Romanian names are a little weird, I admit that. Another Romanian. I actually have a good amount of people who are from Romania who follow the channel. So welcome. Good to see you, my friend, my Romanian friend. That's pretty cool. So like everything you see, strategy, indicator, everything you're going to be seeing here, indicator. I guarantee you, I'm not going to watch. Yep. Like even in the title, volume indicator. Nope. Indicator. All right. That's kind of price action. That's not terrible. Indicator. Everything, majority of what you see online is the exact same stuff. And there's a reason why 98% of you guys doing this will fail. Because you guys want to follow the same thing. Everyone thinks they have the key to the castle, keys to the kingdom. Everyone thinks that they have the best thing out there since sliced bread. The problem is, and this is going to be a lesson for you guys. If you guys, it doesn't have to be just ABC. If you guys can find something that's out of the ordinary, that somehow works, all right? You might need to back test. You might need to test it out for a little bit. But if you can find something that goes against the majority or against the herd, just taking that concept alone, that idea alone, is going to be beneficial, and that's how you're going to stick out and win in this game. So, unfortunately, I'm not saying I'm anti-indicator. I'm anti the way people use them. All right. You can take an indicator, like what I talked about this in the past. This is something I have done in the past. I've taken the RSI strategy. Very, very simple. All right. I'll just show you guys how I had this. Oh, wait. All you do, and I get rid of this junk. I'm changing it to, like, you know, what's a good color? White. Something that's easy to see. Yellow. Purple. Pink. Let's do pink. Something different. There's like a salmon. So you take this, right? All you see is a bunch of crap, bunch of junk. People try to say, oh, these divergences here and all that stuff. But I did something different. I took the RSI, manipulated the input strength, and now you can see price action looks pretty damn close to RSI. But something you'll notice is that the RSI gives you more concrete, distinct, how do I say it? Easy to see divergences where it matters. It's showing you the divergences that are most important that should be prioritized. So I would use this for a while. And to be honest, it actually was pretty decent. The biggest problem with it was kind of hard to figure out take profit areas. But if you can figure out a system using that, fantastic. Just me personally, I evolved from this. But just using that frame of mind, that mindset, going outside of the box, going, thinking outside of the herd, that's going to separate you from most people. And you're absolutely right, Raf. The biggest problem with indicators is that they lag. Price action doesn't lag. But with the RSI, it gives you a pivot point. So you can catch the divergence as or a little bit before it happens. Most of them lie about win rate. When you test them out, you get way worse results than they. Yep, that is true. All the best winning strategies, they show example on Forex. They can't do it on volatile commodities like crypto. Yes, that is also true, Pratish. Even still, you can still take that same concept to Forex, though. That it's probably not as good as they say. Indicators reprint a lot. You are like, oh, look, a long position. You enter a trade and boom, it changes direction. Yes. And that's like I said, that's why these indicators don't work. Unless you approach them from a different angle. There's not too many ways you can do that, though. Just in my opinion. I'm like I said, I feel we're talking about this because I'm in a community that works with a lot of indicators, that does automated trading. Not absolutely, I don't have any hate for that. As long as you're willing to experiment, go outside the box. If you just are a cookie cutter, I'm not the biggest fan of that. That's just my experience. But then what happens is people do that, they give up, and then that's it. They give up once they lose. Some people are more willing to try to crack the code and figure it out. Eventually, what it ends up happening is they realize that putting too much weight, too much emphasis on an indicator is not the best way to go about trading. So what they do, they end up learning basic support and resistance. There's different ways to do that. I feel like identifying local highs and local lows are most important in my opinion. And for me personally, that is a good stepping stone. From there, you can combine the two. Then you'll be more on a better track. And then eventually what ends up happening is you try to learn some styles based on price action. And that's where you get into something like the ABC method. So trust me, Raphael, that's a lot of people follow the exact same path that you've been on. And it's unfortunate. My job here, what I want to do and strive for here on the channel is to help as many people to not go down that route. Or if they do, to not give up and take a step back and say, hey guys, here's something that's not as complicated, that's not as, I'm not going to sit here and guarantee you that it's the best thing out there, but this is better than what the majority of people are using. So if I can point anyone in the right direction, I'm doing my job. Let's see. So far, the ABC method is the only one that gave results. Even if it has a low win rate, that if you lose 4 times in a row, that you win will make you more. Yes, that one. Exactly. So the most important thing in this game, there's 3 things, Raph. There's win rate, there is R&R, and there is risk. So one of the most important things is coming up with a strategy that has, like, you need to know the baseline of what you need to get based on your R&R and your win rate. Okay, there's a couple ways to do that. For example, like when we were trading up here back in like the 60K region, we were using about 1%. And to be honest, with a 1% risk, we actually had pretty decent results. You know, it's tiny. We got wicked out a lot. But anything above, if you're using 1%, anything above a 10% win rate at a 1% stop loss with a 10 risk reward ratio was profitable. So even if you had and then basically the higher, anything above 10, the faster the results you're going to get. So if you can get a 15 average win rate, or yeah, average R&R, sorry. If you can get anything above a 10 R&R with a 15% win rate at 1% risk or 1% stop loss or 1%, risking 1%, that's going to significantly outperform someone who is doing, you know, using the same R&R and only winning 11% of the time. Basically anything above a 10% win rate, you're going to be consistently profitable. As well as if you're using a different, let's say you have, for example, I'll give you an example now. Right now, we are currently using I'm using a 3% stop loss with 3% risk. But the good thing about that is, as of now, our win rate has increased. I can't give you an exact number because, unfortunately, we haven't been using this method a lot or enough to give you a good average. But if I had to give you a guess, I'd say as of right now, we're probably like in the 45%-ish. Nah, maybe not. I'd say we're like 25-30%. But the trades that we're hitting, for example, I took this short. Right, that was like a 6.5. I believe on the each trade that I hit, about 8.5. So I would say I'd say our average R&R, depending, is about like a 6.5, 7. So our R&R is increasing, our stop loss is increasing, but our win rate is increasing. So over the course of time, we will turn out to be more profitable because our win rate has increased by a little bit, as well as our overall, wow, I cannot speak, holy shit, overall R&R. Wow. I'm sorry, my brain just froze. See, I got stop loss hunted so many times in the past, and with this, I am like, haha, okay, exactly. Once you understand the different approach and how to, an overall mindset is important as well. So, mindset is important. Understanding the bigger picture is key in this game. Perthy, stop laughing at me. All right. For some reason, I stutter sometimes. Sometimes my brain just like freezes when I try to talk. So, don't laugh at my disabilities, all right? I'm disabled. Just not clinically. Actually, it's kind of fucked up. I should be saying that. All right, shall we do Wordle? We're about the hour-and-a-half mark. Let's do Wordle. Audio. Best channel so far, to be honest. Raphael, I really do appreciate that. I'm gonna be real with you. I think I'm okay. I think I'm decent, but there's one other person, all right? Let's see. If you like what I talk about and you like the ABCs, I highly recommend, yes, Kite Crypto. Go check out my friend Kite. He hasn't streamed in a while. He was on just about a week ago. But this man has taught me everything I ever learned, soup to nuts. And I'll be honest with you, He's a lot better at explaining things than I am. I'm learning. I'm getting better. I'm practicing. I think I do a good job based on what you guys have said. I feel like I do a decent job. But this man, you can see me in the comments. I'll go ahead and pop his channel in the chat. Kite is like the I don't even know, like the wizard, the grand like the Shaolin monk, whatever you like, the head monk. He's like the, I don't even know what the good way to, if anyone could come up with a cool name to describe Kite when it comes to ABCs, I'll definitely be using that. But he's like a wizard. He's like the master wizard. He's OG's a good one. And I simply just learned it. Eventually, me and him, or me and Kite and I are friends. So, we've had discussions about certain things and going back and forth, and we kind of like changed things along the way. He was the one who came up with the idea to change stop losses because protecting yourself from the extra volatility. Didn't really think of that. ABC GOAT, yeah. But definitely go check out my friend as well as me if you want a second opinion. Sometimes when he's not streaming, I'll be on. Vice versa. If I'm not streaming, he'll be on. For me, I need to figure out some stuff in life first before I go ahead and be a little bit more consistent. Kite will come and go. He'll be here. He'll be there for he'll stream for 2 weeks straight and take like a week, 2 weeks off. Which is, he's got life and stuff going on, so there's nothing wrong with that. I try to be a little bit more consistent over the course of time. I'm probably gonna, try to aim for maybe, I am doing 3 days a week now, maybe 4, but just because of how the ABC system works on the time frame perspective that we use it on, we don't really get too much to talk about. So I don't want to spread myself too thin and just be on here every day if there's nothing going on. But I understand, I know it's also a platform for you guys to come in, listen to what I have to say, also chime in, ask questions, have me, look at other things. So I absolutely get it. If you guys want me to stream more often, I'm gonna be real with you. I would like to see the channel grow a little bit more before I do that, just because, there's we can continue to have good conversations, but obviously I want more people to chime in. So once the channel grows a little bit more, I'll definitely try to be a little bit much more consistent. Well, I have to see how I'm going to structure these streams. So maybe I'll do longer streams 3 times a week, or maybe I'll do shorter streams 4 or 5 days a week. Maybe just do an hour, 45 minutes a day. Maybe I'll do that. It depends. Like I said, I'm open to opinions, but like I said, I would like to see the channel grow a little bit more before I can go ahead and stream more. Oh, my neck is tight. I did a lot of head banging, so my neck hurts a little bit. Let's play Wordle. And so we did audio, snake. All right, so the snake is not, the A is not in the first or third slot. There's no E. I'm open to suggestions, guys. Let me know. I'm gonna keep my eye on chat to make sure if you guys have any good opinions. I suck at this game so hard. Don't worry, Raphael. We play it as a team. So if you guys want to throw any guesses, please. I'll be keeping my eye on chat. We got to use a little bit more. We got to use some A-E-I-O-U. I use all the vowels. Yeah, you know, it's funny. I was just thinking that vowel was a decent one. Okay, so there's a V in there. This changes a lot. This changes a lot. Maybe favor? I'm gonna try favor. Okay. Favor's a good one. Or favor was a good one. I have no idea. Sometimes like I get these like strides where I can figure stuff out pretty quick, but then I also get like cold streaks where I just don't know what the hell I'm doing. Aver. Have you tried a C? Aver. Aver. Avit. Avic. Oh, Havoc maybe? What do you guys think? Should I try Havoc? I think Havoc's a good one. Because I was trying to like pronounce Taver. There's really nothing that it can end with. I think this is it. We got it. Havoc's pretty metal. Oh, yeah, that's right. I didn't play yesterday. Oh, yeah. The reason why we're on cold streaks is because I don't play every day. I only play when I stream. %win rate. Good with me. Heather, you're a little bit behind. I already figured it out. Too slow. But yeah, that's Wordle for today. I gotta figure out what kind of picks these are, man. Oh, you messaged her for backup? No. No. Don't accuse me of cheating like that, Pratish. I can do it my damn self. I'm just kidding. I need you guys' help, alright? While I'm helping, I'm going through social media. I'm going through my analytics. If you don't believe me, come on. I'm going. Oh, it's got to refresh. I'm going through my analytics on my channel. I'm trying to see how like the view rate is or how many views I'm getting. It's weird. I like numbers like this. Like one of the cool things is I love this a lot. The ABC trading strategy video, the one that's on my homepage, that's done really freaking well. I want to every day I feel like I want to change my name. Am I really at the top of the search bar now? I want to beat this guy. My hair's better than his. I always say that. But if you go to videos and popular, the original trading strategy, like I guess like intro to this, it's got almost 2,000 views. So you guys are absolutely phenomenal. Like thank you guys for that. I made this back in, what was this? August? Yeah, I made this back in August. So like less than 6 months, it's already got almost 2,000 views. Like every day I get like 5 to 10 views on it. So thank you guys so much for that. I really do appreciate it. We'll try to figure out what works. The live streams do pretty well. For some reason, that one blew up. It's like, is this Christmas like music going on? Yep, Christmas is coming. Christmas is over, my friend. But yeah, thank you guys for the support, man. I really do appreciate every single one of you who comes by, watches the live stream, who watches the videos. Like the non-live stream videos that I post. I gotta figure out what works for me. Unfortunately, I just don't. I probably should put out more like pre-recorded content. Just because, you know, like I said, in the beginning, guys, I'm trying to grow as a channel. I wanted to start live streaming as well, but imagine Romanian talking in English. You sound like Russian soldiers. It's funny because a friend of mine who's like a moderator in one of the groups I'm in, he's Romanian and he speaks English, and it's you're exactly 100% right. You sound like a Russian soldier. I'm sorry, that's too funny. That's pretty damn funny. Vlad, if you're watching this, his name is Vlad. Vlad, if you're watching this, my friend, shout out to you, man. He's a good guy. Everyone in David Tech's community, shout out to David Tech's community. Everyone who's coming from David Tech's group, you guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you guys for having me. I just gotta, you know, let you guys know they're a good group. And if you guys want access to me, if you don't want to pay, you know, if you don't want to sign up for my group, you can sign up for David Tech's group. He's going to, his price is a little bit cheaper than mine. His is more, you know, he's dedicated towards trading strategy, programming, and trying to create like automation from that. He's a programmer. He's fantastic at what he does. Even him and his brother, you know, they're working on a lot of cool stuff. Some stuff that we might be, you know, being able to use here shortly. Really depends on. I haven't gotten any updates on it recently. Armand, hey Johnny, good to see you, my friend. But you know, once things come out, once things start a little bit, I'm assuming going into the new year, that's what everything's gonna be pushing out. I know because the holiday stuff is kind of slow, but yeah, I'm excited. Again, I'm late to the party. It's all right, Armand. And unfortunately, you missed Wordle. If you need me to go over anything, or if you have any questions for me, my friend, feel free to ask. We're just here hanging out at this point. But they're good guys. Eventually, like I said, we're gonna become. He's gonna be coming out with stuff to help you guys out as traders. I'm going to be using them. Yeah, it's definitely gonna make trading the strategy a little bit more streamlined. You still need to put your own thoughts and analysis into it. It's not gonna be a. It's not gonna be what do you call it? Oh, I'm trying to think of a way to say it. I think it could be keys to Lamborghini. All right, you gotta sit there and still work for it. But it's just gonna make things a little bit easier. But I know it's holiday season. I know some of you guys are still. I know some people who are still on break. Like they took this entire week off to, you know, celebrate Christmas and New Year's. So I know a lot of people are still on vacation or still in that holiday, I guess, holiday mode. So I know you guys are probably out doing your thing. If not, if you guys are getting back into swing of things, I'm assuming, or once we get back into 2023, I'm gonna go back and watch it when the live is done. Yeah, I got. We talked about a lot in the beginning. I hate holidays. Too much work to do for nothing. That's, you know, it's a lot of work for one day. I 100% agree. It really just depends on everyone's situation is different. Me personally, it's a lot. I do a lot of traveling. There's a lot of places to go, a lot of family to see. So it's hectic, but it's nice. And New Year's, I really don't care about. New Year's, everyone's excuse to party, get drunk, and all that. I used to be like that, but you know, I won't go out to like bars and clubs anymore. for New Year's. You know, if I have a friend or someone who's like hosting a party, if I got nothing else going on, absolutely I'll go. But I like to alternate. Like, I also like to spend it with my family too, just to kind of count down. We have a lot of family members coming over. We need to make a lot of freaking food. Most of the food gets served out after the holidays. So if you're my family and we eat, specifically me, I eat a metric fuck ton. As you can tell, I'm a big boy, and so I can eat. So I did my best to. I think the leftovers were thrown out pretty recently, but I did go back for seconds and thirds, and as well as have leftovers the next day. Prathish, what did you cook today? Nothing so far. I literally woke up, took a quick shower, and then yeah, I did some stuff on the computer, and then I'm here. So I nothing yet. I know you're asking about the griddle. It's still sitting out. It's still sitting in my room. I don't know when I'm going to use it. I do want to cook some eggs on it though. Make a nice egg omelet. Oh, I got to learn how to make omelets. Used to have 140 kilograms, and now I am at 81. That's a big difference. Sorry, us Americans got to convert. I think that was at 280. 300 pounds. Holy shit. That's a lot, my friend. 310. How tall are you? What's the difference between... Oh, it's not that much. I do the same thing when I watch English cooking videos. Oh. So, like, to give you... That's a lot of weight, man. It really depends on how... If you're, like, 6'6", 6'5", so, like, if you're 200 centimeters and weighing at 140 kilograms, that's not as bad as if you were like 176 centimeters. Obviously, you have like bones and organ weight, but like for me, like it's such a weird head, so not even different. I guess 155 and a half, 155.75. I'm about like 5'11, 5'10, 5'11. I'm like 5'10 and a half. So, yeah, if you're 155 centimeters weighing at 140 kilos, that's a lot, man. That is a lot. Because right now, I'm at 155 centimeters, and then I weigh, let's say like 240. I'm at 108 kilograms. 1.82 meters. 182. All right, so you're like around my height. It is not. Yours will be 5'9". Well, Prathish, I'm 5. Hold on, I gotta. I feel like inches to centimeters would be easier. Right, I'm 70. Yeah, I'm 178 centimeters, so you're a little bit taller than me. Okay. you're like 5'11". No extra skin. That's good, my friend. If you got down from 300 pounds to, what is it, 81, you said? That's insane. Good for you, my friend. I hope it's a decimal, not a fraction you're doing. Guys, I'm stupid. All right, I'm just letting you know. When it comes to conversions, I'm an American. All right, give me some slack here. Yeah, I'm 70. I'm 70 inches of 5'10". I guess you can do 0.5 if you really wanted to. But I guess 178 centimeters. And then, yeah, I don't need that anymore. That's a crazy transformation, my friend. Good on you. It's not that hard once you realize that fast food is not that important. Yep. I know. You know, it's surprising. Like, I try to think. I don't eat at McDonald's, Burger King. I don't eat like those fast food spots. Maybe every once in a while I'll have a Taco Bell because I love Taco Bell, and I guess you consider that fast food. But like where I live, we have a lot of good restaurants and a lot of good places to eat. I used to drink like 3 liters of Coke a day. Jesus, man, that's crazy. Wow. Like, here's my thing. All right, this is just me based off what I think. You have, in order to get to that size, like you have to, it honestly feels like you have to try. Like, I eat a lot, but I've been eating a lot the same forever. Not forever, for a while. So like eventually what ended up happening was it was a matter of exercising. Now I can say this, I don't exercise as much as I did 4 or 5 years ago. I used to go to the gym all the time, man. And now I just don't go to the gym anymore. I eat pretty much about the same. I eat pretty much the same I'm around the same amount of food except for like holidays and stuff, special occasions. But I pretty much eat around the same consistently. It's just the lack of exercise, lack of movement, the lack of working out. That's what changed things. Also, like, I don't drink as much soda as I used to. That's another thing. A lot of bread. I love food, man. Me too. It's a problem. I think Monk is 100. Jesus Christ, Pratish. Leave Monk alone. Monk's a big boy. Monk's got some cushion for the pushing. I love my monkey. My monkey boy. Oh. My neck is tight. And it sucks that I like to head bang. I'm a metal guy. But most of my weight is in my head. So flinging this thing around, it's a workout. But we work very hard here. Like, we don't really use as much technology when it comes to physical work. I got you. All it took for me was diet. Yeah. If that's the thing that blows my mind too, is that, like, obviously if you're working out a lot, eating, or just working like a very labor intensive job in general, obviously your metabolism is going to kick up a little bit and you're going to naturally be more hungry. But you'd be surprised, like, keeping yourself busy and proactive, like not being like surrounded by food all the time, and also being in an environment where you can't eat. Being in an environment where you can't get access to food as well as eating, working a lot, like moving a lot, you'd be surprised how much of a difference that can do. Unfortunately, like, the job I recently just had is a decent amount of sitting. You know, here I'm sitting as well. You know, I do go to the gym once in a while, but I'm gonna do my best to go to the gym more often, as well as I got to go outside when it gets nicer out. Well, I work on a scrapyard, and like we lift by hand even to like 3,000 tons of metal a day. Jesus Christ, man. How many steps do you cover in a day in Apple Watch? I haven't worn it in a while. I think it might be dead, actually. Yeah, it's currently dead right now. Pushing the button. I'll charge it, maybe if I can get it up by the end of the... All right, it's charging behind me. I don't know. Let's see if I can see if there's... Let's see if the app tracks it. All right, yeah, it actually does give me... I'll give you some stats here because it gives you averages. So in the last 8 weeks, I averaged 2,900 steps. Or this week was 20. So I could give you. This week was 2553. Last week was 3863. On average, you were walking less this year compared to last year. So on average, this is per day, guys. This is per day. So on average, last year I was walking about 5,000 steps per day. The year before that was at 5,600 steps. The last month, it's crazy. It got cut in half because this is when I got fired from my job. So around like, it's been over a month, a little over a month. So just in December, it's at 2,755 steps a day, and last month it was at 4,052. So it's not that much, to be honest. I know that's not that much. I'm trying to think of like, yeah, some days I would hit like 6,000. I mean, I remember the end of October I hit a lot. October 30th to November 5th, that's when I was at a concert. I took 9,000 steps that day, or in the course of that week. Yeah, right now I'm averaging like, yeah, unfortunately because I don't work at my job anymore, it's a little bit lower. It's around like 5,000 steps a day. I know people get 3 to 4 times that. If you want to lose weight, try eat half of what you eat in a day. Calculate your calories. You will see results in the first month. Oh yeah, no. What I try to basically cut down the amount of volume that I eat in a day. So like what I do when I'm like dieting is I'll first start off with try to eat once a day, but I'll have a high density meal that covers everything that I need to. Once I get used to doing that for a couple weeks, then I'll start to figure out what my daily calorie intake, and then basically go from there and try to eat once, maybe twice a day if I have to, but within a certain time, or within a certain caloric number. Try to eat 3 meals a day at the same time every day. See, I'm the opposite. I try to eat 1 meal a day. Hi Johnny, how are you, buddy? Just joined live now. Good to see you, Kamal. No worries, man. Unfortunately, we're just hanging out here. We talked all the TA stuff. If you have anything you want me to go over, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Where the problem is with that, like banana has 120 calories, give or take, and a chocolate has, yeah, exactly. So it's about what you eat. So like, I try to eat a high density. My doctor told me to maintain weight, never eat after 6 p.m. or before 10 a.m. and it works. I think not eating, like if you're not dieting, not eating between 6 to 10 p.m. is meant to constrict the time you have to eat. There's no science backing up the idea that having a meal at 11 p.m. is going to not help you gain weight. It's different if you're eating multiple times a day. But that's going back to the idea of trying to constrict the time that you have to eat. And that does work. Crypto Beehive, that does work. Yeah, it's all about it's about how much you eat, as well as balancing what you eat as well. Let's see. Kamal, I asked you about ADA in the Discord. Yes, I did. Would you explain why you are waiting for the larger setup? What's the reason behind it? Great question. So the reason why is because the setup that I mentioned in the first picture here, I still have it up. That is okay, but you can see what's the first thing I did when I went to the 1 hour? I zoomed in to see it. For me, I shouldn't have to zoom in. If I need to, like, for example, the larger setup here. Well, this is the macro, but I have to outline this just to outline it. So for me, when I look at this setup here, I don't have to zoom in at all. I can see it clear as day. All right. But you can do the same thing with a 30-minute. Now, 30-minute is the minimum I use. It's all about perspective. So yes, I pinch this way, but I don't scroll in. And based on what I can see, the first setup that I drew is a decent one. The reason why I'm not the biggest fan of it is because, one, we are below the macro pivot, which is all the way back here, which I mentioned before. So for me, the probabilities for more downside do increase. Obviously, we decreased a lot since crossing that area, but when taking that into consideration, I need to zoom out and find a structure big enough to where I don't have to zoom in. For me personally, and how I view things, it's just not big enough for me. I need to see a good bounce and then a retracement. That's going to be the ideal scenario for me and how I view things, Kamal. Don't eat 2 hours before you sleep and don't eat a lot. See, the whole not eating before bed thing, to me, there's no significant thing backing it up. That's just my personal thing, what I've seen. My doctor told me to reduce beer to a glass. Now I'm drinking beer on a 1 hour, on a 1 liter. Jesus Christ. I see what you did there for Thish. What's your opinion on scalping? So, great question. In my opinion, how I see things, scalping is a means to an end. If I'm how I can go about that is, the problem with scalping, especially on like a lower time frame, is that I can sit here and draw ABCs all day. There's one. You could short that. Here's another one. The problem is, I'm sorry. The problem with scalping is that it's very hard to predict the moves because you don't have an understanding of the larger levels that matter. And a lot of times price can sit here and bounce and play within certain regions. The levels aren't respected as much. So, especially on an altcoin, I know you mentioned Matic. On an alt, you're even exposed to more volatility. And like I said, the problem with scalping is that these levels that you might find on a 5-minute time frame aren't respected. And it's harder to actually get larger potential bottoms or larger potential tops. In order to put yourself in the best position possible, you have to go out to a 30-minute at the very minimum, or you have to go out to a perspective and let price show you the more significant levels. If you're trying to take a short here, you're not going to do well, my friend. You should have been taking your shorts up here. That's my problem with scalping, is that price is so erratic when it comes to smaller time frames. You saw on the 5-minute, if I'm doing this, maybe I go to like a 2-minute, because some people are crazy crackheads, price can do it. You see, this looks like a lot, but if I go to an hour, everything you just saw was just a little blip on the map. So you're not focusing on the levels that matter. So unfortunately for Matic, like, especially because you're exposing yourself. See, like if I went to a 2-minute or even a 5-minute, you see this setup here. Actually, technically, it would still be this. This B is larger. So your pivot would be here. But if I go to an hour, and if I zoom out, that even let's go to a 30-minute. Give yourself benefit of the doubt. Even if I zoom out and pinch, that setup is a blip on the map compared to the setup that we took on this short. Like I said, you get lost in trying to figure out what levels matter, and it's also, you know, going back to what I said before, it's you get lost in the sauce. That's like how I describe it. You get lost in trying to identify. You can see all these little setups, but none of them really matter unless you go out to a larger perspective, a larger time frame, and focus on the levels that do matter. So what you're trying to say, you look at a macro level before and then take a side, whether you support more downside or the upward move. I take it into consideration, Kamal, but I don't. Like, for example, with ADA, because we are below that macro pivot, I am favoring shorts, but that doesn't mean that we can't catch a bottom. It's going to be a lot harder to catch a bottom, but it's going to be harder to catch a bottom just in general, okay? And so how do you mitigate that, or how you put yourself in the best position is you have to look for larger setups, all right? So if I go to like a 3 hour, and let's say we do something like this, I need to go back and draw that pivot. If we do something like this, to me on a 3 hour, that's going to grab my attention. Unfortunately, that smaller setup that I mentioned, going back to the same idea. If I go to a 30-minute, it's there. But if I go to a 1 to 2 hour, it's a blip on the map. So because we are below a macro support, I have to favor downside, but it doesn't mean we can't catch a bottom. What it does mean is I have to be more meticulous and careful about how I take my long positions. And for me, this is one continuous trend. So I need a significant bounce and another retest before I can try again, if that makes sense. Jeff Jefferson, hello, my friend. How you doing? I'm doing good, man. I'm just recovering from a show I went to last night. I got kicked in the face. Well, not intentionally kicked in the face, but people were crowd surfing, and I got a couple shoes to the face, unfortunately. So like, my one side of my cheek right here is like tender. I'm not sure if it'll bruise or not. I doubt it. I've been hit harder though. But yeah, it was definitely, my voice is actually surprisingly not too bad. I was, singing my heart out during the show. Yeah, it was a great freaking time. I loved it. Definitely one of my favorite shows I've ever been to. And you're experiencing your time frame suits bets for ABC 3 to 4 hour, for example. I'd say the best place to start, Kamal, is the 1 to 2. I would say 1 to 2 hour. If I had to give you one time frame, I would say the 1 hour is probably the best. The good middle. I usually like to start to a 2 hour, then I go to 1 hour, and then a 30-minute. I don't necessarily go past a 2 hour unless I'm looking at a much larger move. Like if I need to connect like this move. But a lot of times I don't really do that. So mostly the best guideline is for me to say like an hour to 2 hour. Damn, quick recovery. I mean, yeah, it wasn't like I was in a fight, but I basically, people were throwing like limbs, not intentionally to hurt people, but people were just like, going crazy. Got a couple kicks to the face. Like I said, I don't think it's bruised, but it is tender though. I don't know if it's gonna show. I woke up like my upper part of like below my eye, it was like a little tender. I'm like, oh shit. But I looked in the mirror this morning. I don't have a black eye. I don't have any bruising. But I definitely could feel it. That's what happens when you get front row. You get front row at a concert, especially a metal show. Someone kissed on his cheek. Someone kissed me a little bit too hard. It's a very aggressive kissing. It was like a borderline headbutt. Oh man, I felt, especially when when I yawn or if I open my mouth, like I can feel it. But yeah, I didn't get home till like 2:30 a.m. 2:30 a.m. last night. I woke up around like 10. Would you have a look at APT? Absolutely. Is there anything more with more price action? Oh. Wow, that is a hell of a jump. All right, first things first. Okay, literally the only thing that I see that's worth trying is this ABC here. I'm not gonna count that wick because that's a terrible wick. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I see. So anything for ABT, the only thing I could see is there's a long position, but it needs to get back above 3.45. But to be honest, this is kind of a shit coin. So I don't have any high hopes for that position. That's just my thing. Tell us how you approach. Okay, for ABC. Okay, it's new. So come on, as of right now, unless I needed to establish more of a price history or more price action needs to evolve. Until that happens, you know, you can see like I'm on a 1 hour. I'm completely zoomed out. This setup sticks out to me. As of right now, there's nothing worth taking. This is just one trend. If you can get a break, you know, something like this, maybe I'll consider it. You might get stopped out here a couple times, but until that happens, that's what I'm going with. That's my main move for ABT, and the entry is going to be slightly above that line, so like 34.5, somewhere around there. Binance bought ABT at $4. Interesting. Before this drop. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't the best buy. Maybe it wasn't the best buy. I mean, just because Binance buys something doesn't mean it's solidified. I mean, yes, there's more volume, more money coming into it, but it still doesn't guarantee the stability of the project. That's just my opinion. So I'm mostly going based off of price action here. That's why I'm keeping an eye on it. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But obviously, you gotta stick to the levels. If you're going to buy something, especially an altcoin, try to stick to the levels that matter. And for that coin specifically, $3.45, 429. I don't know exactly what the level is. All right, 3.46 even. Let's just call it that. That'll be your entry. Sorry guys, I just got a notification for something. I gotta check something out quick. Yeah, we're good. All right. Yeah. 2 hours. You know, I'll go to 2.5 hours. Another 15 minutes. We'll hang out. I just want to keep sleeping, but that's not going to happen. God, I have too many damn windows open. Let's see. Come on, did we get a new sub? Oh, I want to get to 480. Oh, I need to tell you guys something. I just realized this. I can't believe I have to actually say this. Oh, did it get deleted? It might have got deleted. Yeah, it might have got deleted. Shoot. Guys, I have my first bot. Someone trying to imitate me already. I think someone reported it though, or got deleted. I wanted to. That happened around Christmas time. I was like, "Whoa! For Christmas, I got a bot who pretended to be like me." I think that's pretty damn funny. How I'm only a channel of less than 500 subs. Okay, yeah, I can't find it anymore. Shoot. Yeah, I think I got reported. I didn't report it because I wanted to show you guys. I should have took a screenshot. Damn. I know there's a lot of spam in my comments. I should probably go through and get rid of them. But does it count as exposure? Does it count as like comments towards my channel? I don't know. If it's like someone directly imitating me, yes, I'll 100%. I'll 100% get rid of them. But if it's like, you know, hold on, I'll pull an example up. Like this, like, you know, grounded reality of this channel, blah 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 blah. At least he wished me a Merry Christmas. Very nice of him. And of course, like everyone just chimes in. So I don't know if it counts towards like my comments on the videos. If it doesn't, I'll start getting rid of them. But if it does, gotta get the engagement up a little bit. I'm kidding. I'll probably end up getting rid of them. But if someone is flat out imitating me, I will absolutely go ahead and it's gonna get to the point where people are gonna try to pretend to be me on Discord, which is gonna be funny. I can't wait to see that happen. That's how you know you made it. I'm just kidding. Giveaway scams, yeah, absolutely. That, or you get like the porn bots who come in. That's I find that hilarious when they come in and start spamming my chat. How many videos does this have? I wonder if this... Wow, this did not bring 1,000 views yet. I got 1 subscriber. Sorry, I'm looking at... I posted a little short clip back in 2015 about my motorcycle and I was having problems. It's almost got 1,000 views. I see, it's absolutely hilarious. I remember back when the channel started, I was like, I need to get a video that gets more views than this. This can't be happening. Eventually, and it did happen. So let's see. That's crazy. That's my second most viewed video. All right. Let's see. All right. Well, we're gonna hang out here, guys. I'm for maybe another 5 minutes. We've been on here for a while, 2.5 hours. So great stream, guys. I do appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for coming by, saying hello, even though for those who showed up late. Unfortunately, did miss out on the TA in the beginning. I had a lot to talk about, so I invite you guys to go back and watch the replay. And yeah, I will be here. It's New Year's. Yeah, I'll be here Sunday. I mean, it's New Year's Eve. That's when all the partying's happening, and plus New Year's Day is on a Sunday, so I'll be here on Sunday. Unfortunately, last Sunday I wasn't able to make it because it was obviously Christmas and I had stuff going on. So I should be around this time, or this time on Sunday, like 1 to 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let me know. Well, let me know. But if you guys want me to do a different time, me personally, this fits best with my schedule. Obviously, hopefully, if the channel grows a little bit more, I'll go ahead and figure out what's the best schedule for most people. But yeah, I think this is a great time for the streams. Great evening, and thanks for the stream. You are great. Thank you so much, Jefferson. I do appreciate you. Have a good night, buddy. I'll catch you on the next one. But thank you again. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much. I do really appreciate the stream, you stopping by the stream and showing support. Like I said, if you guys are interested in learning further from me, keep an eye out when we get to 500 subs. Like I said, I'll let you guys know. You guys can go ahead and sign up for the Discord for a lifetime, or if you guys are interested in signing up for a month or two. I've had some people sign up for a month or two, leave, no hard feelings. They got all the information they need, and they come in, learn the information, stop by the live streams, ask good questions, and yeah. So you guys can do that as well if you guys don't want to wait, because I don't know how long it's going to take, to be honest. I was kind of hoping it'd be done before 2022, but I wasn't expecting it. But yeah, I really do appreciate you guys so much for stopping by, new or whether you're a returning user. I recognize some new faces or some new names here. Raphael, I'm not sure you're still here. I appreciate you stopping by on the channel. Hope to see you in the next one. I invite you to subscribe to the channel and come by more often. I'm definitely more than willing to help you out if you have any questions. And yeah, we'll go ahead and say goodbye to some of you people here. Jeff, Prathish, Kamal, Raphael, let's see, Crypto Beehive, Armand, who else? Heather. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna butcher your name. Well, let me see if I can. Well, I'm gonna turn the music off here for a second. Sure. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Sorry, my music all messed up here. All right, whatever. I'll deal with it after. Oh, wait, maybe. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's see. Did I miss anyone? Fatime, thank you. Is that how you pronounce it? Fatime? I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but I think that's right. Christina, if you're still here, good to see you as well. Thank you. Let's see. Josh V, Cage, Prenga, Niraj, Alan Clark. Thank you everyone for stopping by. I really do appreciate every single one of you. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on Sunday. So guys, remember, Sunday, New Year's Day, 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll give you guys a little bit more of a heads up this time, or at least I'll send out the Hopefully the notification goes out. If not, I'll send out the links via Discord and all that stuff. You guys are in the community. So I thank you guys again for tuning in, stopping by, having a good time, asking great questions, and hopefully learning something new. So until then, folks, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Be good, be safe, and bye-bye.